morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel and to today's video. My name is Donna and this is Fancy Fiber Forum. And we love fancy fiber here. Yes, we do. And I'm going to share some with you today. So for those of you who are new here, checking me out for the first time, this channel is all about yarn and crochet. Sometimes a little life stuff thrown in, like dogs, cooking, weather, things like that. And for those of you who are returning, thank you for always coming back and watching this old gal and her shenanigans and her yarn and the craziness that is Fancy Fiber Forum and my life. I am coming to you from West Central Missouri, where we have a lot of snow on the ground. We had a major snowstorm come through last week. Today is January 9th, 2025, and it is a Thursday. So the storm came through. I should have looked this up before I came on here. Storm came through over the weekend, Friday, I believe, and it was a heck of a storm. It was actually very hard to measure because the wind was blowing and there were drifts everywhere. In some places there was as much as 2 feet of snow. Looking out on the roof of my shed, it's like a dusting. So today's the first day. It's actually looking like it's going to get above freezing. It's been very, very cold. But we probably had at least 8 inches of snow. At least 8. I happened to see a graphic from a weatherman, and he was showing snow accumulations around the metro area. And the smallest amount was 8 or 8.5 inches. Some were as much as 12, 13 inches. But even the weatherman stated that it was hard to measure because of the drifting. So suffice it to say, it was a lot of snow, and it snowed all day long. It started in the evening and continued on all day the next day. Yeah, so it was quite interesting. The bright side is I have no mud in the yard. So the dogs are out there now. They are having a ball in the snow. They're not fazed by it at all. Goober has a little heavier coat than Bean does. Bean has a typical boxer coat. Boxer pit. He's a boxer pit mix, for those of you who don't know. But he's not fazed by the snow whatsoever. So they've already been out, I think, 3 times today. They come in, they eat a little bit, and then they want to go right back out. So they're outside playing tug of war with a branch at the moment. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot of snow. And it's supposed to remain pretty frigid for quite a while. Till next, I think the middle of next week, it's supposed to get above freezing for a couple of days. So it'll be nice to get a little bit of melting, but then, you know, everything that melts is going to refreeze after that because it's going to be down in the teens after that. So anyway, today I have a lot of things to talk about. I actually had to write notes. So yeah, because there's a lot to talk about. From yarn acquisitions to whips and FOs and a lot of stuff in between. So sit down, have a cup of coffee or tea and relax and enjoy if you would. Where should we start? Let's start with yarn acquisitions and the yarn that that I'm expecting soon. For those of you that have watched my videos before, I've talked about a patriotic fade that I ordered back on December the 10th. I still have not received it. Here it is, almost a month later. And it still says exception. It's been an exception 3 times. It starts to move and then it goes back in exception. And now with the weather stuff, there are other orders that are delayed, including the replacement order from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. So her first order is still in exception. The replacement order, it's not an exception, but it's delayed. But, you know, I'll give USPS some grace because of the weather. So hopefully, hopefully things start coming in. There's no mail today in observance of the passing or the funeral of Jimmy Carter. So no mail today. So hopefully something will come tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah, hopefully. So I've got yarn here to show you, but I'm going to save that for last. So I have an order from Etsy coming, an order from Pleta, and I'm embarrassed to say I have an order from Temu coming. I said I'd never order from Temu again after that last order that I received that was supposed to be wool, and it wasn't wool. But they got me with some hand-dyed multicolored hanks. So I'm anxious to see those. And I shouldn't order from Temu again because it all comes from China. So the Etsy order, there's a yarn I've been wanting ever since I saw it. And that was probably over a year ago that I saw this yarn. And I saw it initially on the Pleta website, which Pleta carries Stenley yarn. They sell a lot of other brands also, including Gazal. And when I saw this particular yarn, I just thought I had to have it. And I've never ordered it because it's a little spendy, and Pleta's shipping is pretty high. So I found the yarn on Etsy, and it is Gazal Unicorn. I'll go grab a picture off of Etsy and I'll share it here of what this yarn looks like, but it's gorgeous. And it's a 2-weight, which I'm trying to add to my 2-weight collection because that is one that I'm kind of lacking. So I'm trying to add to that. Only thing is, I wish there was more yardage on these hanks. It's only 215 yards, but it's beautiful, and it's single ply, which is my favorite. But yeah, Gazal Unicorn, and I saw some on Etsy. Her shipping was cheaper than Pleta, even though she's in Turkey. Her shipping was a little cheaper. But on her listing, it said make offer. So I made an offer. She was asking $12, and that $12, I believe, was stated as being 50% off, what she normally would be charging. On the Pleta website, they run around, of course, their price is in euros, but I think it's around $11 or $12 US on the Pleta website. But the shipping is pretty high. So anyway, I went ahead and made an offer to this Etsy seller, offering $8 a hank. So she countered with 10. So I said, okay, that's less than what Pleta is asking. It's still less, even if it's only $1 or $2 less. It's still less, and her shipping is less. So I ordered 4 hanks for $10 each, and initially the color that I wanted, I changed because I wanted 4 and there was only 3 available of the first color that I picked. And by the time I asked her if she could add those to the first order, she said they already sold. So I'm like, okay, I didn't need them anyway. So that's coming probably next week, I would imagine. So I went to Pleta and I'm looking around, and I really wanted the green. I really wanted the green. It's beautiful. So I went ahead and did my window shopping, as I do so many times. I window shop. I put it in my cart, see what it's going to be, and then I leave. How many of you guys do that? I do that all the time. I build a cart and then I leave. And that satisfies me for a while. It's like virtual window shopping. It's a lot of fun. So I eventually obviously went back and completed my order. And with shipping, I think I discovered that the average per hank was about $11, I think, is what I found out. So I thought that's okay. Granted, it's only 215 yards. I wish it was a little more than that for a sport weight yarn. It should be more than that. That's usually what you get in like a DK. But we'll see how I like it. And if I really, really love it, maybe I'll order more at another time. But anyway, so I went on Pleta and I ordered 3 hanks of 4 different colors. And I don't think they had the green available. So I didn't order the green. I don't think. But I'm wanting to add some more reds. I'm becoming really interested in red, as you'll see here after a bit. I don't have that many red yarns in my collection, so I want to add some red. So I think there's 2 different colors of red. One is like a tonal red. The other is more like a berry. So that will probably be coming next week. Also, the Pleta and the Etsy will probably be coming next week. Temu, I placed 2 different orders, and they grabbed me with the temptation of, you're going to get this much in credit. Well, I think they thought I was a new account, because I don't think I'm going to get a credit. So I have 2 different orders coming, one of which I think is coming on Friday, tomorrow, and that's going to be the hand-dyed hanks. So we'll see what those look like. But in the meantime, I had ordered from Expression Fiber Arts because she was having a sale. And I've had my eye on, I always look at her sale tab. And she was having a added, I don't remember what the added discount was. Might have been 20%, an added 20% off of what was already discounted. So I had some stuff in my cart already, and I was looking through the rest of her sale stuff, and I pulled the trigger on a few of these hanks, and I'm going to show them to you. So the first one is called Selenite Gossamer Silk Lace. and 75% mohair, 25% silk, 230 yards. So there's more yardage on this than what I'm expecting on the Gazelle. But it's a lace weight mohair and silk. So I'm thinking, hold this double and it's quite hairy. Hold this double with something and it'll just make something really beautiful. You're not even going to be able to see the individual strand, I don't believe. I'll do my best to separate. See, those aren't. And I'm wondering if this was on sale. I was thinking of this last night. I'm wondering if this is on sale because it's going to be really hard to ball up. So here it is. And it's selenite gossamer silk lace. And it was on sale for $18. I can't remember what the original price was. But yeah, you can tell it's quite fuzzy. So I'm wondering how difficult this is going to be to ball up on my yarn winder. But isn't that pretty? I think that's really, really pretty. Quite fuzzy. But that'll add some nice interest to, I don't know. Maybe I'll add it to a top or a hat. I don't know, but I have two of these. I have two. So the next one is a 2-weight buttery sport, and these are all oopsie skeins. Yeah, I got two of this color, and this is called Fuchsia Glow, and it's an oopsie. And it's a nice high twist, I think. I think that's a high twist. Nice 2-weight in a berry color. That's pretty. I got two of that color. And then I got a third one in Umbrielle. This is still on her website, I believe. So this is like a tonal. That would go really nice with that, I think. And then the last one, oh my gosh, when I saw this, my jaw dropped. Absolutely jaw dropped. And this has got to be the most perfect red I have seen, and that is in my collection. This is one hank, and she only had one. I wished I'd had two. I wish she had had two. Anyway, it's called Resilient Sock, and it is 100% superwash merino. These are also 100% superwash merino. 400 yards, and this is called Poison Apple. Look at that red. Oh my gosh. I hope it's coming over true to color on the final video, but it's like the perfect red. That's gorgeous. And I wish I had more than one of these. I don't know what. I'll probably have to use this in conjunction with something else, like another gray. I don't know. But it's fingering weight, obviously. But isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. That red is just jaw-dropping. Stunning. Stunning. So that's my Expression Fiber Arts order. So happy with those. So happy with those. So that's all my other yarn acquisitions that will be coming next week. Talked about those. So let's move on to whips. If you remember a while back, I mentioned that I had received a gift card to Hobie from my friend Joyce. I got it just before Christmas, and she sent it to me because we had a conversation about this particular yarn that Hobie carries that is now going away. And it was one that I have been wanting for quite a while. I've had my eye on it for quite a while, but it's super expensive. It is called Dolce Cashmere. So she sent me the gift card so that I'd be able to purchase that. And here it is. And I got it in color 02. And it's just different shades of blue. So I thought the perfect pattern for this, because it's a ombre or a fade, I don't want to use it in a pattern that goes from side to side, you know, where you got the lighter color over here and the darker color over here. I didn't want to do that. I wanted the fade to go top to bottom instead. So I picked a pattern that I've made 3 times before. It's an easy pattern, but it's quite elegant, and it's an Expression Fiber Arts. Hi Bean. Hi Bean. It's an Expression Fiber Arts pattern, and it's called the Sweet Pea. So I started down here, and I'm working my way up, and it's basically, what do they call it? It's like a split shell. Gosh, they have a word for it. It's 4 double crochets, chain 2, double crochet, all in the same stitch. There's a word for the stitch. I can't think of what it is. Asymmetrical shell. That's what it is. It's an asymmetrical shell, and then each row you're working into the chain 2 space from the shell below. So they jag back and forth, as you can see. So yeah, this is a really nice shawl, and then it has a very ornate border on the top and the bottom. The borders are very different, and I don't know if I'll do the borders the way that are in the pattern, because to me the borders don't make a lot of sense, especially the top border, because you've got that around your neck and it's almost hidden. So I'm going to reevaluate how I do the borders on the top and bottom once this is done, but this is about 1/3 of the way done. So there's one end, there's the other end. So I'm working on that. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I'm also working on my Mrs. Fezziwig, although I've not picked that up in probably a week. And I know I've got other whips, but I didn't write them down because I couldn't think of what they were. I did finish a project, but I can't show it to you because I'm sending it to somebody. I should probably take a picture of it after I've blocked it so that I can share it after I've sent it. But I know she watches my videos, so I don't want to share it. But that's finished, and I don't want to say what it is. I also have, there's a shawl or a scarf called the Grapes of Wrap, and I've made a couple of those. And I actually took one to my sister's market last Saturday. Everything is still out of my car And I've got snow around my car, so I'm not about to go out and get it, but I will. I'll see if I have a picture of it. I don't think I do, but if I do, I'll put it here. So I've been working on that. I've had a fascination lately with skinny scarves, and they're so simple. They can work up in just a matter of a couple of days. So I've got 2 or 3 patterns that I've really enjoyed. Anyway, so those are my FOs that I can't really talk about. So I don't even know why I did that. Speaking of market, hang on for just a second. Okay, speaking of market, I did my sister's market last Saturday, and I did pretty well. Surprisingly, I did really well. I sold the cowl with the sequins on it. I'll share that right here. I sold a beanie to a gentleman who actually tried it on. He was bald, tried it on, and you guys, it was like that beanie was made for him. I've never seen a hat look so perfect on anybody. And my sister, you know, it's her market. Her table is right next to mine, and she even commented, "Oh my gosh, that is the perfect color for you." He had kind of a reddish beard, and it was just perfect. If I have a picture of that beanie, I think I do, I'll put that here too. But he bought that as well as another small beanie for his daughter. And then the woman that I made the beret for, I took both of the berets. Luckily, she had gotten over her illness she had, and she was there almost first thing in the morning. And she made her way around to all the different vendors and then came to me last. And I showed her both of the berets, and she liked the purple one, but purple's not her color. She liked the yarn that I made the purple one with, and that yarn is called yak wool. You can find it on Amazon. That's not where I got it, but you can find it on Amazon. It's called yak wool. It has a black label with a yak on the front of it. Very soft. It's not 100% wool. It does have some synthetic fiber in there, but it's very squishy, and I think most of the colors, if not all of them, are heathered. So it was really pretty. She liked it, but it does make for a heavy hat, particularly a beret. Maybe if I'd have made the starting chain a little bit tighter, it might have been better, but I wore it and it tended to slide down if I didn't have it on my head just right. So anyway, she did purchase the other one that I made with 2 different colors of wool held together, a lighter teal blue and a navy. So it made it look kind of dark. And she asked me how much for it, and I said $10. She said, "Oh, Donna, that's just not enough. I'm going to give you $15." So she gave me $15, and she wore the jacket that she's trying to match, and I'm glad I suggested that she do that, because now I know what color she wants. It's a dark jewel tone teal blue, not a teal green, a teal blue, dark. I was thinking she wanted lighter, but this is a dark teal blue. So the yarn that I had purchased at Knit Craft is too light, so I'm gonna have to take that back and see if I can find another yarn that is closer to the color that she wants to match that jacket. And now I have a visual of what I need to get. And I took a picture in case I forgot, but I don't think I'll forget. So she texted me the other day and she offered to send me money so that when I do find the yarn, I'll be able to pay for it. But she was going to send me way too much money. So I'm planning on going over to Knitcraft tomorrow. My son doesn't have to work, and I've been wanting to go over there with him anyway. So I think I'm going to plan on going over there with him tomorrow and seeing if I can find another yarn that might be closer to that yak wool in texture than what I got. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so anyway, what else did I sell at market? The cowl, the hats. Oh, my sister bought a scarf that I had made out of a knit crate yarn, and I'll share that picture here. She bought that scarf. She was looking at another asymmetrical shawl that I had. Why did she not get that one? I don't remember why she didn't get that one. Oh, I think because she wanted a scarf. She didn't want a shawl. She wanted a scarf. She could have worn that as a scarf. But I told her I'd see if I had any more of that yarn. It was a Zen Yarn Garden yarn. And I thought at the time that was the only hank that I had of it. So I looked for it that day, and yeah, I didn't have any more. And I think that one had stellina in it, and she's not a stellina kind of girl. So I did happen to find a yarn that was similar, and I showed it to her. So that is going to be something that I will probably work on. I don't know if I'll make the same pattern, although it was an easy pattern and it was really cool the way it worked up with the texture. So we'll see if I make that same scarf. I have 3 200-yard hanks of this teal variegated, really pretty, teal and brown, and really, really pretty. Maybe if I have that picture, I'll share that too, because I know I took a picture of it and showed it to her. So that is what sold at market. So I was pretty pleased with how market went. I don't know when I'll be going back. Not this Saturday. She doesn't have room for me. You know, they meet in a fairly small space that only allows for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vendors at most. And that's how many were there. There were either 6 or 7, counting me, last Saturday. So not very many. And she has 3 or 4 that are there every Saturday, counting herself. So, yeah, she's got to juggle the pop-ups, and I'm considered a pop-up. So we'll see when I get to go back, but it'll probably not be until either the end of this month or February. All right, so let's move on now to the pattern test. I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did, but I signed up to be a pattern tester for the designer Karen Hooley. Some of you may be familiar with her patterns. I've made at least a couple of them. I can't think of the ones that I've made, but I know I've made a couple of them. So the pattern test started on the 7th. I don't know if I can give much information about the pattern as far as what it is. I probably shouldn't. But I started that and I didn't pick it up yesterday. I don't know if I'll pick it up today because I'm kind of in love with this pattern that I'm working on and I'm almost done with it. So I want to finish it and maybe start another one. But I'll get to that in a minute. So the pattern test, I don't know how many testers are working on this particular one, but we're given a month to finish it. And she stated in a recent text or in a video that she shared that it could easily be done in a weekend. So yeah, I need to pick that up. Hopefully today I will. It's just really difficult when I've got the dogs. I usually don't even pick up a hook until evening when Sam's home because, you know, the dogs are just wanting my attention and they paw at my lap when I have my project in my lap, and that's just not cool. So I tend to hold off on working my projects until evening. Speaking of dogs, I think I need to let them in. So give me just a second. Okay, new development. Another bad habit now that Bean has acquired. Now he's jumping the fence. That's the first time that's happened. That's not cool. That is not cool. Now he knows he can do it. So he'll probably do it all the time now. I'll have to talk to Sam about that. Anyway, let's see. What was I talking about? The pattern test. Yeah. We have a month to finish it. So I'll be working on that off and on. So let me go ahead and talk about my recent obsession. How should I start this? I guess I should start it with mentioning another creator. That creator is Shannon at Another Yarn. And thanks to her, I am now obsessed with this book. Shannon? I want to thank you for introducing this book. It's amazing. I'm so glad I bought it. This is probably the only book that I have that I know that I'm going to make patterns from. I love this book. Oh, don't tell me that's... Oh my gosh, I already ripped it? How did that happen? It has a rip. Oh well. That's okay. That's all right. So I had started a pattern using a very busy Madeline Tosh yarn. And I was struggling with the stitch counts. And I wasn't sure that I was using the right yarn. So I frogged it yesterday. I frogged it. The yarn is back over there, or I would show it to you. Yeah, it just wasn't, it was too busy. And you couldn't see the stitches. So I frogged it. And decided to move on to another project. And that project, let me show you the picture in the book first. Go on, Bean. That project is the classic bonnet. That's too cute. And I'm expecting a granddaughter here anytime. I'd say within the next couple of weeks. So I'm looking through the book and I'm seeing what looks like a matching cardigan. This is called the Samilla cardigan. And even though this part of it looks like part of it on the hat, it's different. But I think it looks close enough that you could call it matching. So I started the bonnet yesterday, or day before yesterday, and I finished it. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I still have that end to weave in. But that's adorable. There's the back. And then see how it's got these like V's. And I think I must have done it. I must have done something wrong because you can see the kind of braided texture on one of the V's and the other is just a straight strand. But in the picture, both V's look like the braided, because it's a treble, so it's twisted. One looks like that and the other one doesn't. So I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it's still cute. It's still very cute. There's the side. And then it's got the front post, back post here, and then across the front, and then single crochet tie. Very cute. Very, very cute. So I started the cardigan yesterday, and oh my gosh, you guys, I am so loving this. Oh my gosh. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh. But see what I mean about the V's? They're made with different kind of stitch, but it still has that V look to it. So I think the two together will be fine. And I'm using the same yarn. I am using Willow Yarns Rise. And this is in the color Coral Reef. And it's basically pink and orange. Bean, get out of there. It's basically pink and orange, if you can tell. You need to get down. So I am obsessed with this pattern. It's easy. Get down. It's easy. I love the book. I already have plans to make other projects in that book, but this is like the perfect yarn for that, for baby stuff. This is a 58% cotton, 42% acrylic blend. So it's washable, dryable, and I've got quite a few of these. I just love it. I mean, look at that. I still have more to go. I got sleeves to add, but this will probably be finished today because this is what I'm going to focus on today instead of the pattern test. So, 20 heirloom crochet patterns for babies and toddlers. Most of these patterns go up to age 4. So I will have plenty to make for that new baby for the next 4 years. And it really is. These are really easy. It's got one blanket pattern that's the same pattern as the hat. Yeah, it's the same pattern as the hat. It's got sweaters. It's got cardigans. It's got, where are the little booties? I thought about making booties. There they are. Nordic socks. I mean, that's a quick project. And I I've got these Tweed Indeed from Yarn Bee, and these have little Tweety bits. I was hoping I had more because I've got two colors. I was hoping I'd have more of it, but these are the only two skeins I have. But that would have made a really cute sweater. But I think I'll use it to make these little Nordic socks, booties. That would be super cute and probably super easy. So I'll probably make a pair of those for the new baby. And yeah, she's gonna have quite a few homemade projects. If anybody knows how you can modify a pattern for babies and make them larger, like for instance, I've got an 8-year-old granddaughter. I would love to make her a matching cardigan, but I don't know how to modify it to make it bigger. If any of you know some kind of formula to do that, I would love to know it, because that'd be cool to make a matching cardigan for baby and big sister. Let's see. So, yeah. Shannon, again, thank you so much for featuring that book. It's an awesome book. And for those of you who want to get into wearables but feel a little daunted by it, baby wearables, that may be my niche now. Because I've been wanting to get into wearables, but maybe I should get into baby wearables. So if I had this set at market, I bet it would sell. I bet it would. I didn't show you the back. Here's the back. Oh my gosh. That is too stinking cute. That's cute. I am so excited to finish that. Can't wait to do the sleeves. And the sleeves, I think, are just double crochet, round and round and round. So easy peasy. The bottom half is just shells. So the hard work is done. And it wasn't even hard. It really wasn't hard. So I'm so thankful, Shannon, for you introducing that book and talking so much about it. And I'm so glad I bought it. You too can get this book. It's on Amazon. She also has patterns on Ravelry. I looked up her name, Vita Apala, Vita Apala. She has patterns on Ravelry. But you know what? There's no links to the patterns because they were all in books. I clicked on a few of them and there were no links to a web page or anything like that for the pattern or to buy the pattern. So my apologies if you go there and with the intention of buying a pattern or going to a website. You might Google her name and maybe she's got a web page. Maybe she sells the patterns on a web page instead of Ravelry. I don't know. I haven't done that. So anyway, I think that's all I needed to talk about today. So that's why this video is going on almost an hour now. I'm going to go and get dressed. I know I probably should have done that before I started this video, but you know, this is me, and I stay in my jammies for as long as I can. I've already had my coffee. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to mention. Oh, yes, there is. I will mention, for those of you who are curious and concerned about Bernadine at How the Hook Turns, it's going to be quite a while before she's back online. She's fine. She's fine. Don't worry about her. She's healthy. She's getting around. They're having a bit of weather where she's at, but she's fine. She had a little mishap with her internet cable. She ordered the cable, but she couldn't do the repairs. I'll leave it at that. She couldn't do the repairs, so she's having to order a whole new system. She already ordered it. It's not supposed to get to her until like the 3rd week of this month. So hopefully it gets to her sooner. And she's able to get back up and running soon. Because I don't know about you, but I certainly miss her videos. I'm thankful that I have her number and we can text every day. Bernadine, if you're watching, feel free to call me anytime. Anytime. But anyway, keep her in your prayers and her husband, that she maintains some level of sanity. Not having any internet. Can you even imagine? By the time she gets back up and running, it'll be a month. Maybe more than a month without internet. So she's chomping at the bit. I know she is. And I am also, because I miss her videos. I do. I miss her sweet little voice and her fun videos. But she'll have plenty to talk about once she's back on. Plenty to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And thank you all for joining me today. And if you've watched this far, I appreciate you so much. I will probably be doing another video maybe Friday, tomorrow, if I get that Temu order. If not, I'll be back probably next week with more yarn hauls that I said I would never do again because I have enough. But you know, it's funny because I watch these other creators and my son will walk through the room and he'll watch and he'll say, "Oh my gosh, she's got a lot of yarn." And I say, "Yeah. Do you think I have that much?" I don't know. It's hard to compare when most of the yarn walls you see are mainly acrylic, and I'm not diminishing those who use acrylic. I'm not diminishing you at all. But, you know, the yarn I have is in a smaller package, you know, like that. So it takes up less room. So I have to wonder, yardage-wise, I know I don't have as much as Ginger, the yarn geek. I know I don't have as much as she does. And I'm not going to call out any other names, but I do have more than I will use in a lifetime. But I just enjoy it so much. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the smell of it. I enjoy the colors of it. I enjoy the textures of it. I enjoy the thought of what I can make with it. Yeah, I'll go stand in my yarn room and I'll just look and say, "Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. What can I make with that?" But I've got my plate full right now. So I don't need to be considering starting any more projects till I can get some finished. So after that little bit of rambling, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my Fancy Fiber family. And I hope you guys are all doing well. And for those of you in California, facing these fires that are going on, my heart goes out to you. It's all so sad. And the way that local government is handling it is even sadder. It's just awful. It's awful. So my thoughts and prayers go out to you, or if you have loved ones there. It's just awful. It's an awful thing. Very biblical, if you ask me. But just stay safe wherever you are. You know, things happen, and we have to be prepared. This coming from someone who really wasn't prepared for this snowstorm. If I had lost power, I don't know what I would have done. I don't have a generator. I don't know what I would have done. I didn't even remember to drip my faucets, and it was well below freezing for several days. Thankfully, we had no pipes burst. Thank you, Jesus. So, wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are well and stay safe, and just be aware of what's going on around you. We live in crazy times right now, and you never know what's coming around the corner. So always keep your eye on our Heavenly Father. Always keep your eye on Him. And trust in Him and believe in Him that He will get you through whatever you are going through. And be aware that the enemy is sly, and he's deceiving, and he's a liar, and he can influence in so many terrible ways. So just be aware of that enemy and rebuke him in the name of Jesus, and he will flee from you. He will flee. He has to, if you command him to, in the name of Jesus. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Bean is bugging me for something. I don't know what. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you again. May God bless each and every one of you. Remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I will catch you on the next video. Bye for now.